Okay, so we are live now. So, yeah, everyone, how's it going? Matthew, or I guess Matt Defense here, really. I'm not on my main channel. But if you can't tell by the title of this stream, it is actually, I didn't realize it until just recently today, but it has, as of today, it has officially been 1 year since Emma started covering someone I used to support, obviously, but now it's just becoming pathetic, obviously, after like getting caught up over the last couple months, what he's been doing. Because again, I'm too busy most of the time doing my job. Like I actually legit have a job, unlike JP. I don't spend every waking minute on Twitter or YouTube or whatever doing stuff, just whining and complaining like he does. And I want to bring up something that I think is really ironic too, because he wants to talk about not having no communication between people. If y'all remember, I did actually take like a screenshot of a message that I sent him like a couple of weeks ago, and I literally said to him, "Why can't you just what I told him to watch a stream that I had done a couple of weeks prior, saying, "Why don't you just watch this stream?" And I say exactly why I stopped supporting you, and he decided to be a big douche and whatever, and just tell me to F off. And that just tells you how much he claims he wants to have communication with him, and then he doesn't even care. To me, that's just ridiculous. But anyways, I want to say hi to a few people who are in here currently. So Ford, I'm assuming, is here. Brady, how you doing? Super Mario, how's it going? And looks like Austin is also here. So anyways, going back to what I was saying, like I said, I'm going to be talking about a few things before I put the panel link out, and anybody who wants to come up on my panel and give their own thoughts on stuff that are more than lucky or more than happy to come up. But hello, Sarah Kitten, welcome to the stream. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying about JP. So basically a year ago today was when Emma did that first stream. Now at that time I was still supporting JP, unfortunately. It took me many months after after she started streaming about and covering JP that I finally realized that he's the one who truly never wants to move on from anybody. He claims he's going to, but then he comes right back like less than 48 hours later and does another stream talking about how his ex-supporters are fools for going to Emma and all this sort of stuff. But like, because he keeps saying that Emma has manipulated people like me, like Simply Me, like Savannah, just to name a few people who used to support JP. Even Amber used to support JP. But of course, most of us have now left him. And the most recent person I know that I found out left JP was Porchman. And to be fair, even though it was Porchman that caused me to flip on JP, really, me and Porchman have already made up. Now, I'm not sure if y'all been keeping up with Porchman's recently, and I don't think it's on his channel anymore or right now because something happened where I did go up on Porchman's panel like about 2 months ago in like February-ish, and I was talking to him about how the whole thing happened, and he clarified to me that he did not, in fact, tell JP that I was talking shit on him, which is what JP claims happened. And so that's how I knew something wasn't right when it came to what he said Porchman did. So me and Porchman reconciled, and we have been and like I said, I still try to watch Porchman as often as I can. But like I said, I'm kind of busy. I have a job that I do at nighttime. So honestly, whenever someone like Emma or Hatman does streams, whatever, at around the 6 to 7 o'clock time period, for me, at least in my time, I'm always usually working at that point, depending on what day it is, whatever. Like some Tuesdays and Fridays, I usually might be working. Sometimes I'm not. Like, for example, yesterday I was working. So that's why y'all probably didn't see me in Emma's stream last night. I'm saying hi or anything, but Ford says, I can't believe it's been almost a year since Emma covered JP. At that time, he had a few supporters, now a year later, JP only has Casey in his streams and streams exclusively on Twitter. Exactly, Ford. Like, that's the thing, too, is that he used to be strictly on YouTube most of the time. And, unless you count that time he was on Twitter. And speak of the devil, I was just about to bring you up, Amanda. There was that one time a year ago when he was on Twitter covering JP or Amanda, whatever, when he according to Casey, he thought that Amanda was saying she wanted him buried 7 feet or whatever it was, 6 feet under the ground, and Casey made JP believe that Amanda said that, and even though it was PvP, and so he decided to go after Amanda or whatever, and by trying to make her homeless, and again, I didn't believe it at first, but until I will admit, though, it was JP's own fault that I flipped on him, and this was in my stream where I was on vacation, too, and I just still cannot believe that he will still never take responsibility and apologize to me for which he's probably never going to do, obviously, because, again, if y'all didn't catch what I said at the start of the stream, I literally did say that I literally did say that I sent JP a message about a couple weeks ago on Twitter when he finally allowed me to be able to send him messages, because there was a time when even though I wasn't blocked or whatever, I was still somehow not able to send any messages to him privately. And so when I saw the moment where I could, I was like, okay, here, let me try to send him a message. And then when I basically said to him, yo, why don't you watch this stream that I did a couple weeks prior from when I wrote the message? Can't even talk. I'm just talking too fast. And he basically sent me a reply back saying F off, basically, because claiming he doesn't care about why I flipped and all that, even though he clearly was always saying how we don't communicate with him or whatever, and it was always miscommunication, and we didn't explain why we left him, and I tried to explain it to him, but he just didn't want to. He just out of nowhere says he doesn't care. And anyways, Ford says, although JP had already been losing supporters, but when JP caught the attention of Emma and Hammond, his supporters began dropping like flies quickly. And then you also said a year ago, JP had 30 followers remaining. Now all he has is Casey and Laura Small. I don't think I know who the Laura Small person is, Ford, but I know about Casey, obviously, because again, back in August, I literally was when I first started talking about the whole thing, it was mainly my thoughts on Casey. I was talking crap on Casey and not JP. I only brought his name up in reference. Again, I don't know who that is, Ford. Again, I don't really pay attention to all this stuff. I just know I just keep up to date every now and then about what's going on with JP, thanks to you guys. But because again, like I said, I have a freaking job. I barely pay attention to JP anymore, and it's just ridiculous that JP will never accept responsibility. And I swear, if I put the panel link in here and he actually comes up in the backstage, anyone who wants to come up and defend and help me with basically give it to him is more than welcome to. But hey Brady, how's it going? Hello OC714. Yep, all is well. Like I said, I'm probably going to post the panel link in a second, so anyone who wants to come up is more than happy to. Like I said, I'm not sure how long I'm going to actually do the stream for, but here, let me paste the panel link. There we go. So there's the panel link if anyone wants to come up and say a few words. Hey, Simply, how's it going? And glad you're here. If you can't tell by the title of the stream, it's basically, I think I literally went back on Emma's channel and looked it up. Today marks an entire year since she first started covering JP, and I figured this would be a perfect opportunity on a day that she and Hammond aren't normally streaming to stream about this occasion. And anyone who wants to come up and give their thoughts on what's happened in the last year since she started covering JP is more than welcome to. I'm doing well, Simply. Like I said, I just found out a few hours ago today that that today marks a whole year since Emma first did that stream covering JP, and you remember simply that at the time when she first started covering him, you and me were still supporting JP at the time. And unfortunately, now we all know what happened in the wake of what happened back in August when I was on my vacation. Which, speaking of which, I am going to be going on another vacation in a couple weeks, between May 24th and May 30th. So keep an eye out on my main channel for that stuff. But I thought I heard something on my computer. Give me 1 second, guys. Wait. Oh, someone known as Where You Going Jagoff on the Discord server said, and JP's Twitter is back. Is it? Let me actually go check that out really quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just seeing if I'm looking at my Twitter right now to see if JP's Twitter is back. Because even though I have him blocked, which y'all may find this surprising, but I do actually have him blocked. Let me do this. So it looks like it is back, but it doesn't show like any followers or anything. So no surprise there, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go back on. I wonder if he notices that I'm actually live on my channel, and he probably is all like, okay, let's probably see what Matt's saying about me. If you're watching this, JP, this is supposed to be aimed strictly at you, because this is your fault that so many of us flipped on you and stopped supporting you. We've tried to communicate with you after we flipped, and you just don't care. I mean, that's the whole point. That's the whole bottom line, is that I sent you a message a couple weeks ago saying trying to explain to you why I flipped on you, and said that I discussed it very thoroughly in the last stream I did on this channel. And what does he say? In fact, let me actually go back and find that message that he sent me. So let's see. Here we go. So this was around March 22nd of 2025. So not even a month ago. So I basically sent him a message on March 22nd saying, JP, why can't you just admit that it's our own, or that it's your own fault and your own actions that caused your old supporters to leave you? Watch my latest stream on my Matt Defense channel and to hopefully understand why I stopped supporting you. And then he responded about 7 minutes later saying, I don't care why you stopped supporting me. If you stop supporting me, then why do you keep watching my streams and sending me messages? Technically, I didn't send him a bunch of messages over the course of the weeks leading up to this stuff, because I'm looking at my message thing now with him on Twitter, and I have the only other day besides March 22nd I have on here is February 21st. And then prior to that, I have January 29th, the 27th, 25th, and then those are the only days during 2025 that I sent him messages on Twitter. And the only time prior to that was on November 9th, and then 2 months prior in September, right after I flipped on him. But anyways, let me continue with what he was saying. So he said, he asked me, why do I keep watching his streams and sending him messages, which technically I don't. Again, I just explained that I barely have any messages to him. And then he said, and then he just flat out says, disappear, ! Go suck up to Emma and F off with everyone else. I don't need any of you, and I never did. I just bitched so you would all know how disappointed I am that you all wasted my effing time. Goodbye. So that just tells you how much of a douche he really is. Hey, Emma, how's it going? Here, let me see if I can post the panel link again in case you want to come up and say a few words, Emma, because this is sort of celebrating you on your channel since it's been a year since you first covered him. I thought maybe you want to come up and say a few words if you wanted to, Emma. And like I said, I don't know. I don't think JP's ever going to actually come in the panel, but if he does, that would be pretty shocking. But like I said, if you want to come up and say a few words, Emma, to celebrate the occasion, I felt like it would be necessary that I did this for you since it's on a day that you usually don't stream. So, Emma says, "Oh, you're just eating dinner? Okay, that's fine. I can wait a little bit, but like I said, I'm mainly just talking about a few things that has happened in the um in the year since you first started covering him." Wait, Super Mario says he's lying on. Is he? Hold on, I was just over here. Give me 1 second. Let me see what it looks like. Of course. So what is he saying? If y'all hear any audio in the background, I apologize, but let me just see what happens if I try to. Okay, so thankfully it's muted, but his freaking title of the stream is called "I Just Didn't Want Brady to Win. He's been obsessed over trolling me for years, from creating Sabrina to celebrating her community, hacking my Xbox." Yeah, Brady, if you're still in my stream, let me know if that's actually. I have a feeling that's not true. How could you hack a freaking Xbox? Like, I highly doubt that. But anyways, it also says Emma's whole purpose was to drag me down. It's bullshit seeing my people support her. They broke my heart. Technically, I didn't break your heart, JP. I'm just giving you the cold hard facts after what you did to me. It wasn't me doing something to you. It was you doing something to me in my own stream of all things. Anyways, Ford says, JP is a massive fan of Hammond, Emma, Brady, and Matthew. He just won't admit it. Exactly, Ford. Oh, hold on. So anyone who doesn't know who Ligma-san is, saying it's sad to see. Again, that's my cousin, Tyler. And Tyler, I'm not sure if I already expressed it before, but you do realize that this is not my main channel. This is a channel called Matt Defense, where I defend people against drama. And it's anytime I do anything drama related, it's going to be solely on this channel. It's not going to be on my main channel. At least I'm going to try my best to keep it from being on that channel. Oh, here's Emma. What up, Emma?
Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Sorry.
That's okay. How's it going?
It's good. I was eating dinner, but I was like, I'll pop up for a couple minutes. Look, the thing with JP is like I can't even watch him at this point anymore. Like
yeah,
I'll pop into his live stream. I'll wait like a significant amount of time. Like I'll wait like an hour into his live stream and then I'll pop in. And he's legitimately just saying the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you caught what I said, but I was literally reading the title of his stream that he's actually doing on Twitter right now. And
for God's sakes.
Just listen to what it says. It says, I just don't want Brady to win. He's been obsessed over trolling me for years, from creating Sabrina, technically that was you, not Brady, to celebrating her community, hacking. And I'm like, and then he says, hacking my Xbox. I don't know anything about that happening. Emma's whole purpose, it was to drag me down. It's bullshit seeing my people support her. They broke my heart. And I just expressed right before you came up, I said, JP, it wasn't me breaking your heart. You were the one who came up on my stream back in August and basically ambushed me. And the second I said I sometimes watched Emma at that time when I was still supporting him, he had the nerve to say I should be ashamed of myself, saying I should not be watching her, even if I didn't agree with you at the time, obviously. And but then when you came up and defended me, which you didn't have to do if I was still supporting JP at the time, you didn't have to come and defend me, but you decided that you thought I was a decent guy and you came and defended me. And then then just observing what happened between you two on my live stream, I was just like, wow. Now I'm kind of glad I decided to.
Look, the thing is like, he's never going to move on. He's going to do this forever. And even like you can see, like I've even like done where it's like almost an experiment at this point where like I don't even cover him. I don't post shorts of him. I don't cover him.
You know, it's funny you say that, Emma, because I actually
and he still talks about it's okay. He still talks about me every single day. It doesn't matter at what point of his stream I go into, I'll pop in for 2 seconds because like I don't feel the need to have to watch him anymore because there are like 4 or 5 people that like A-log JP, which is like they'll watch whatever he's posting and it doesn't matter what like his live streams are, they'll watch it. And I can't do anything about that. But the only good thing that comes from that is that they'll post in the Discord and say like he's flipping out kind of thing, right? And then I'll go in and see, and I'll see what it's about. And even like his flip outs at this point, like if he's not like Hulk smashing stuff, I don't care, because
Speaking
like
of Hulk smashing, I still can't believe he did that whole thing with the going towards Savannah when he's like, "You will regret that," period, and just punches the camera.
Yeah, it's because he was out of weed. And the thing is like he has to live in a constant state of like I smoke pot, okay, and like most of us smoke. Well, not you, but like most of us smoke pot. Like I smoke pot, Brady smokes pot, Amber smokes pot. Like we have a lot of us smoke pot. So not everybody though.
Well, at least you don't do it as much as he does, I'm assuming, right?
No, like he wakes up and he literally has to smoke pot until he goes and takes a 4 or 5 hour nap before. Is that me dinging or is that you? Because
I think that's me.
Okay, good. Because I was like, my Discord's muted. I would just made sure because I thought maybe I unmuted.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I can do that actually. I'm not sure if there's a way to like mute the sound or whatever when someone.
Yeah, you can. So like if you go to like the top of the the server name. So like if you're in mine, for example, right, and you go see like where it says the very top, the Den of Evil, and then there's the toggle down button. Name. So like if you're in mine, for example, right, and you go see like where it says the very top, the Den of Evil, and then there's the echoing. Button.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I just realized. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I just realized then. I had my stream was actually going on a different tab, and I'm like, oh crap! I forgot I used that to send y'all the link or whatever on Discord. So
that's okay. So like if like I'm part of like a ton of servers. So if you go to the top, like where it says like the name of the server, like the Den of Evil, which is mine, and you click on the down button at the, it's right, like see at the bottom, it says leave server in bright red. Just above it, it says mute channels. You can just click that and it'll mute the whole server. Like, so you'll still see like you'll still see the ones and stuff next to it. So like it'll give you an alert still, but you have to like manually go and check it.
Settings. Okay, so I have it under notification settings for your Den of Evil thing right now. It says all messages only at mentions or nothing. And do I just click nothing or?
You know what you can do as well, just to be faster if you can't find that way.
Oh wait, I see it now. It says mute the Den of Evil.
Yeah,
whatever. And
then that way you won't get the dings constantly. Or you can do what I do as well, which is like you can put yourself on do not disturb, and then you won't get the annoying pings, or you can put yourself on streamer mode and it won't give you the annoying pings.
Yeah, I literally just did it right now. I did it for both you and Realist Man Babies.
There you go. That way you won't hear like the alerts every time somebody posts like a message or something.
Yeah, also, I want to bring this up really quick. If you're wondering who this person is in here, that's my cousin, Tyler. He did comment a little while ago saying, why did I start dedicating my channel to drama? I tried to explain to him this is not my main channel, obviously.
No,
I created this channel to avoid that.
I just come up when Matthew goes live and asks me to come up. I didn't even know you were live. I didn't know you were live until 10 minutes ago.
Well, I mean, I tried to, I even sent a message in the Discord or whatever, trying to do it a lot earlier. I think I did it around like 6:30-ish or whatever. Right,
yeah, right an hour ago. I just saw it like 10 minutes ago that you were live in the Discord. But the thing is like the thing is with JP is like at this point, like just starving him entirely is like what needs to happen, because like,
well, that's what I'm always been doing recently, especially from whenever he does go live. There a lot of the times I'm actually at work or whatever. Like, for example, you were live yesterday, unfortunately, and I was unfortunately scheduled to work, so I was working while you were live streaming. So I probably don't even know what he's saying.
The thing is like nothing will ever change except the players. Like, for example, like now it's Brady's week to be the one that hacked into his what did he say? Xbox. 2 weeks ago it was me that hacked into it. I don't know how to hack into people's. I don't even have an Xbox.
Exactly. Like I highly doubt Brady is even capable of that.
I don't even have a gaming console. Like I wouldn't even know how to hack into something like that, for one. For two, I wouldn't do that because I just don't care enough to do that. But the thing is with him, like, that people need to understand is like what JP is doing is this. I show, everybody knows that watches me knows that like I show proof and I back up the things that I say, right?
Exactly.
What JP does is he goes, don't look at the proof that she's showing you. I'm telling you Emma goes IRL. I'm telling you, all Emma does on her streams is dox people and tear people down. I'm telling you, Emma almost put my mom in a nursing home. Okay, where's your proof? Because out of the two of us, I've shown proof that I did not call the cops by actually calling the non-emergency line. He's told first he told the lie that I didn't call and that I had somebody impersonate a police officer. Then he heard me say, then he heard me say, as if I'm going to go to jail and catch a charge for having somebody pretend to be a police officer and then post that on my channel. Like, I would get arrested for that.
Exactly.
So now he's changed the story to, I called the town over from him and was talking to a police officer about a different Jonathan Haldeman that has the same mother as him, the same criminal record as him, the same everything as him. Like, he just can't accept the truth. And then he says, like, I'm Isaac 2.0. I don't have anything to do with Isaac. I don't watch Isaac. He doesn't watch me.
And I'm not sure who it was. I'm not sure if it was Ford or Luna Ghost or Realist Man Baby, but somebody posted like a video a couple months ago, like during this year, about Isaac himself actually went live right after the whole thing happened with you, me, and JP, and he actually gave his honest opinion about you, and he actually. And he even said it himself. Isaac himself even said that you are not an Isaac 2.0, obviously.
No, I didn't even see the clip you're talking about. I've never seen the clip you're even talking about right now. I think
it was Ford or Luna or the Realist Man Baby. It's one of those three.
My point is that like Butterfly watches me, Amanda watches me, like the people in the side chat right now all watch me. They all know I've never gone after his mother. I've never condoned going after his mother. I never would condone anyone going after his mother. I would never condone anyone going IRL on him. I've gotten into arguments with people, like not arguments, but I've gotten into like little kind of just back and forths on why they think it's okay, why I think it's not, about going like a little bit of like IRL and stuff like that. I don't condone it. I don't condone it and I don't do it. And like, I don't know what he wants from my life, because he goes from saying, I'm the one that called, to Brady's the one that called, to now it's Hatman is the one that called, then William Palmer was the one that called, then it's Amanda, then it's this person. It's like, dude, a neighbor called. That's who called, a neighbor. It had nothing to do with us. And if you weren't treating your mother like a subhuman and giving her rotten food and making her have cold showers, there would be no open investigation. They would just come there, be like, everything is good, and leave. He keeps on going live for a straight year and saying, how can my ex community like support her? How can they support the fact that she goes IRL? How can they support her messing with my mother? Because they don't. Because exactly. I don't do any of those things. It's like they don't support me doing those things because I'm not doing those things. So like what he's doing is,
and honestly, I wanted to bring this up really quick, Emma. I'm sorry sorry to cut you off. I think this is something I right before I went live, and because I went onto your channel and I was even counting myself, and I went to see what the date was on that first stream you ever did a year ago on him, and it's actually today, a year ago. And
was it today?
Yeah, it was today, actually, April 16th of last year. And so that's why I did this whole stream. But starting with that stream you did on him, I counted every stream you've done since then, even ones that weren't about JP. And then afterwards, I counted only the ones with JP in the thumbnail. Mm-hmm. And so altogether, including the one you first did on him, you have 69 streams currently from then until now. And out of those 69, only 21 of them are about JP.
Right. And he has streamed
about 2/3 of it isn't even about him.
And he has streamed about me every single day for a straight year, sometimes 3 to 4 times a day or night. He streams about me. He has me in his mouth perpetually. I've shown proof of him in one single stream saying my name 164 times in one stream. In a 3.5 hour stream, he said my name 164 times. Listen, if you're not watching someone like he claims, like he doesn't watch me, he doesn't go to my channel, he does never heard me ever on a live stream, he sounds like an idiot. Then why are you obsessed with somebody who you've never watched before? That doesn't even make any sense to me.
Plus, I think one of those 3 people I just mentioned that might have that video about Isaac, one of them also posted a video recently talking about how of him himself, JP, on camera actually admitting that he actually watches you. And it was for something.
He does watch me. He tells on himself constantly. He'll be like, she did this in her live stream. And then in the next breath says he doesn't watch me. It's like, well, you just admitted you just watched my live stream. Like, dude, stop. It's cringy. And it's like, he is seriously demented. Like, something is seriously wrong with him. Like, he needs psychiatric help and like meds. Something is wrong with him. And at this point, if we're all watching, and I'm proud of the people that, like, the last 2 YouTube channels he's opened up on YouTube, he can't get past 10 subscribers.
Exactly.
So he gets rid of them because people are sick of hearing it. Like, if you're going to sit there and listen to him for 5-6 hours at a time, just talk about the same shit, like, then we're just as crazy. So, like, I don't watch because I'm just like, Hatman will watch sometimes if he's just like, I don't know what I'm going to cover this Friday. Like, whatever, I'll cover this. And he'll cover JP and he'll watch like one stream because that's all he needs to watch. It's like, I guarantee you, if you go into his stream right now, he is saying the exact same crap he was saying 6 hours ago when he was live and I was sleeping. It's like,
oh my gosh,
he's obsessed. He's obsessed. He is obsessed. It's like he is obsessed. He keeps saying that so which is it? He goes from saying I'm Isaac 2.0 to saying that I'm a JP knockoff. I'm nothing like JP. I am nothing. I'm nothing like.
I went back to his stream and it's already over. It was only 17 minutes long.
It's probably because he jumped off to come lurk over here, and then he's going to go live in an hour and be all pissed off again. Okay. Point being is this. He goes from saying I'm Isaac 2.0, which I'm not, to saying that I'm a knockoff of him. I'm absolutely nothing like JP in any way, shape, or form. And he keeps saying things like, when I'll pop in for a few seconds, like the other night I popped in for a few seconds and he's like, you better watch it, Emma, because these people are all going to turn on you the way they turned on me. And then they're all going to break your heart and blah, blah, blah. Look, if all his friends that watch me, all his ex-friends watch me, that watch me now, if they were all to like not watch me anymore, or they watch me when they want to, like Amanda watches all my streams, right? Like, she's always in my stream.
Like with me, for example, there's certain people I'm not even there half the time because I'm always working.
Exactly. But this is the point I'm trying to make. Like, Amanda will she always watches my streams. Butterfly always watches my streams. Brady's in and out of my streams. Man Baby pops in here and there. Toasty's in and out of my streams. You pop in once in a blue moon. Porchman says hi here and there. Other people, like, there's a chunk of people that watch all of my streams. It doesn't matter what I'm covering. And then there's a chunk of people that pop in and out. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, I'll give you an example. Like, Butterfly left me a comment a few weeks ago on a stream, and she's like, it's so nice to be in a community where I don't feel like I'm I don't remember the exact wording, but she's like, it's just such a nice community to be in. Like, I'm not gonna. JP used to like go message people and be like, why aren't you in my streams? Like, you're supposed to be on my stream right now. Like,
I used to support him.
Calling people that used to support you your fans is so creepy to me. Like, don't call people your fans. What are you, some like guy with, you don't have millions of subscribers. You don't have fans. You had people that liked your shit for a little while and they got sick of your being a mental case. Like, if tomorrow, look, I have enough people that watch me. Like, I'll have 350 people watching me, that if somebody's missing for like a month, it'll take me like a month or two to notice they're missing. And if like there's somebody that would watch me all the time, I might shoot them a message to see if they're okay. Like, personally, if they're okay, you know what I mean? If they don't answer me back, I leave it at that. I'm not stalking people. I don't end a stream and then go into Discord and be like, where were you? And where were you? And where were you? And where were you? Like Simply is an example.
Going
Like,
back to what you were saying
does
about
she watch
4chan,
every one of my streams? No. Does she pop in and watch like here and there? Yes. Does she mainly watch when I cover JP? Yes. Do I dislike her because she doesn't watch every single thing I cover? No. That's not the way the world works. People have lives. You know,
exactly. Like, going back to Porchman for a second, like the reason why he decided to stop supporting JP is like you just said. He got upset with JP for constantly saying, "Where were you in my stream? You weren't showing up in my comment section." And then even when he does show up, Porchman tried to talk about normal stuff like movies or whatever, and he would only bring it up for a split second, and then boom, go right back to the drama. And
like that
Porchman
to
just
me,
was like, "I'm done."
that is so weird to me. Like at the end of, honestly, on a Tuesday when I'm done streaming, I go into Discord like a little while later. I tag everybody and I just say, to those of you who did come tonight, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. It was really great seeing all of you guys, and I really appreciate you. And that's it. Like, I don't go hunting people down. You know, people have lives. People have things that come up. People have merge off and do other things. Some people lose interest. Some people go into different communities. Like, he's a weirdo. He keeps on saying, I had what you had, Emma. No, you didn't. You've never had 300, 400 people watching your streams ever. Not ever. He never had 5,000 people. Is my channel huge? No, it's only got like just under 5,000 people, but I built that shit in like 14 months. Okay.
Exactly. I've been on YouTube for almost 9 years now, and I'm just barely at 1,400 subscribers.
Yeah. And the thing is with JP is that like his whole thing is, his whole thing is, don't believe proof that Emma's showing you. Believe the lies I'm telling you. Why won't you guys believe the lies I'm telling you? I'm telling you, Emma and Hatman have never met. He lives in New York City. Those things are lies. And in the same breath, he goes, I tell it like it is. Well, you sound like an idiot when you say, I call it like I see it. And then you proceed to spew out a bunch of lies. You're not going to trigger. He always thinks everyone's triggered as his voice is like raspy because he talks non-fucking stop and doesn't shut up and streams just constantly. It's like, dude, I don't care if you think he lives in Belgium. I don't care if you think he lives in New York. I don't give a shit if you think he lives in Copenhagen. I don't care. Like, it doesn't affect me. What makes me laugh is how triggered he is. This dude talks about my relationship more than I talk about my relationship. It doesn't change the fact that in 6 weeks, I'm going to be living in the UK, not New York. I'm getting married shortly after that. I'm buying a house legitimately as we speak. Our stuff is in the bank because we're buying a home. It's not going to change any of that. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, 2 months from now, JP's still going to be sitting in his fart box in that chair, smoking pinner joint after pinner joint to Casey, crying and reeing about the same shit while I'm getting married. I've moved across the world. I've done things with my life. Hatman works full time. This guy talks about Hatman's not a real man. Excuse me. Hatman works full time. He has a full-time career. He's been with the place he's been with for a very long time. He has children. We're buying a home together. We're getting married. This dude can't even afford. This dude. Yeah, well, I will be, yes. But this dude, JP, cannot even afford to buy himself a fucking DVD. He has Casey buying him DVDs. You want to talk to me about being a real man? I don't know anybody that owes their weed dealer $1,000 that's not in high school still.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? Like he's just,
you talk about buying DVDs and stuff with Casey, and one thing about Casey is that I recently just found that picture that I've been hearing so much about what she looks like. And then I saw someone, I don't know who did this, but someone was able to make like a toy version of Casey on Twitter recently. And I was like, wait, is that really what she looks like? And I'm like, no wonder people are so
yeah, that's what she looks like. And then he wants to talk about my looks. I'm like, bro, get out of my face. And like, even dumb shit, I'll just to throw it in his face. He'll be like, has anyone actually seen them side by side? Yes, we've been together for 3 years.
I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if you want to do this, Emma, but this is just my suggestion. But when you finally do end up moving into the new house in the UK, wherever that may be, if you actually do decide to do a live stream or Hatman does a live stream, whatever, in the new place, I feel like, or I think Hatman would probably make more sense to do this because he's the one who always uses his camera more often than you do. If I were Hatman, I would suggest that he actually, once y'all move into the new place, have you come up on camera and to prove once and for all to JP, because he claims he doesn't watch you, but if he actually sees you come up in the camera on Hatman's stuff, then maybe he'll finally get hit with a dose of what's the word I'm looking for?
I literally the last time I covered JP and he was talking about, has anyone even seen a picture of them side by side? I literally pulled up one of our engagement photos side by side.
Oh, you did? Like, I missed that. We'll have to go back
and when he visits, I post pictures in the Discord. I post little videos. When he proposed to me, I literally posted the video right after he proposed, and we were side by side, and I was showing my ring in the camera, and I was like, I said yes, or I'm sorry, she said yes, and I'm like, I said yes, and I was showing my finger in the camera. If he would scroll down my Twitter, he knows we've been together.
I tried to do that myself, actually. I tried going to Twitter.
Listen, he knows we've been together for years. He knows we've seen each other tons of times. He knows we're moving in together. He knows Hatman doesn't live in New York. He thinks saying all of this stuff triggers me. You're not going to trigger me with lies. You're not going to trigger me with lies and delusions, for number one. For number two, his opinion doesn't matter to me, so I really don't give a shit. Number three, he's mentally deluded. He's going to forever be like, I don't care about any of you people. Matthew, I don't care while you flipped. But then he goes live, you all broke my heart. Which is it?
Exactly. And plus, I mean, crap, what was I about to say? I had something I wanted to say about JP. I think it has something to do with the fact that he literally, again, I even brought up that message I sent him like a few weeks ago. What day was it? March 22nd. He
already showed all your messages. He leaked all your DMs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Like when you sent him the last message, he leaked them, and then he came online and he was like, Matthew sent me this fucking message, and then he read it and he goes, I don't give a fuck why you flipped, dude. Get the fuck out of my face. Disappear, Matthew. Disappear. I don't need you to I don't need to come on your panel. Just fucking disappear.
Yeah, that's the message he sent me around 11:51 p.m. on March 22nd, where he says.
But then he verbally said. Then he verbally got angry, lashed out at you, and told you to disappear and leave him alone. Stop messaging him.
Yeah, I see. He literally says the word "disappear" with an exclamation point in it in the last message he sent me. But if you go back on all my messages, like before March 22nd, the last time I sent him a message for anything was a month prior on February 21st, and then. After the February 21st situation, the previous time was back in January on the 29th. And then after January 25th, the next time before that is all the way back in November.
So I know every time you DM'd him, because he leaks all your DMs. Every time you DM him, he leaks it. Every time Porchman would DM him, he leaked all those too when Porchman said he was too toxic and he didn't want to be around him anymore. That's all our fault. That's our fault that Porchman was like, I've had enough. You're just doing the same crap over and over again. And I understand Porchman is not like into drama. So Porchman will come into my streams, come into Hatman's streams. He'll say hello to everyone. And then he goes and does his own thing. And I understand that. I'm never going to be like, dude, you have to stay. You need to enjoy drama. It's like, dude, if the guy doesn't like it, if the guy's not into it, he's not into it. And like, I appreciate him coming by, showing some love. And then he goes and does his own thing, it's just like it's just the cycle's never going to end. And if like we don't all start just like completely ignoring him entirely, like he's just fueled by the hatred. So he'll live stream and he'll have the live chat turned off, but then he'll turn the live chat on another stream because he wants to see Big Bobby go in there. He wants to see Realist Man Baby go in there. He wants to see Amber go in there because that's all he has left. JP will never do a final stream. He says he's doing a final stream because he thinks saying, I'm going away, I'm leaving all this, I'm gonna go find a real woman, get married, pump her full of cum, because that's real sexy and attractive to say about a woman. But he thinks saying all that is going to make everybody go rushing back and apologize to him. And it's not. People are done. People have moved on. If he doesn't want to move on, let him sit in his fart box crying, reeing, and screaming about the same bullshit that no one cares about. And at this point, if you're sitting there and watching him for 4 or 5 hours, you're as crazy as he is. That's the whole thing. Like he's wasting his life away crying and screaming, I need to get my 7 years back. So but you want to get your 7 years back by wasting an entire year doing the same stream over and over again. This time next year he'll still be doing the same stream. He needs to be basically starved to the point where like nobody is talking about him. Nobody is engaging with him in any way, shape, or form. Because then if you do that, and then every once in a while, if he does do something hilarious to laugh at, you just go watch Hatman or watch me. Maybe Hatman covers him way more than I do because like I'm just bored with him.
Well, like I said earlier, you only have like 21 streams about him in the last year.
Literally can't. I cannot. And even when I do my streams about JP, if you look at all of those streams, not even the full streams are about JP. Sometimes I'm covering 2 people. You know what I mean? And it's like
I still count those anyway, just because they have
JP's face. Yeah, because I'm still covering them. But the point is that like he thinks I did that Sabrina troll. I'm going to say this one last time: the Sabrina troll was done because he would not. He kept saying I did it because I wanted to mess with his life. Yeah, I did, and the reason I wanted to mess with him is because he was going around for months saying he kept unblocking me on Twitter to send me dumb shit, and then blocking me so I couldn't reply. Sending me dumb shit on Twitter, blocking me like a coward so I couldn't reply. And then he kept on coming online and saying, I would verbally RAPE her. I would do this. I would do that. I would do this to her. You know, and then he kept on coming into my DMs saying disgusting stuff in my DMs and then blocking me. And then coming online and saying, I had to DM her. And I had to pull her little panties down and smack her on the ass and put her in her place. And I got sick and tired of saying, bring your ass up on a panel, JP. Bring your ass up on a panel, JP. And then I said, okay, if he's not going to come up on a panel and he's going to keep saying this disgusting, dumb shit about me, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to see if he falls for this sloppy ass troll. And he did, because he's a desperate incel. So he fell for it. I had to pull out of the troll. I couldn't even wait for the thing to expire because he was cringing me out so bad, making out with his microphone, taking his shirt off and grabbing his titties at me, jingling his car keys at me, saying he was in love with me and all this creepy shit. And then he denies saying all those things. But when I exposed the Sabrina troll, I showed the fucking DMs of him being like, I love you. I love you. How far is it till I can hold you in my arms? Those are his words, not mine. You know, exactly. So it's like the reason I did that troll was that, hey, look, if you're going to keep saying that you could destroy me on a panel, but you refuse to come and confront me, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to humiliate you on the internet. And that's why I did the Sabrina troll. He says I used to watch his gaming streams. I didn't even know he did gaming streams. I've never watched him game. I don't even watch Hatman game. When Hatman's gaming, I pop in there, say hello. I put him on in the background on 2%. So it like gives him the watch hours. And I watch something else because I don't enjoy gaming. I don't enjoy gaming. Yeah. Did we just get rated in the Discord? Because I just got like 45 pings on my iPad. Nothing. I was just talking to myself. But the point is this, is that he's never going to move on. Right now, the only thing he has is hatred. He's convinced himself in his warped, smooth brain, he's convinced himself that if people come in and leave hate comments during his streams, that means they were hurt by him. That's why they're leaving such hatred for him. Starve him, completely starve him. I can't tell people what to do. You guys are going to do what you want anyways. But for me, like, I can't watch any more of that. If JP starts Hulk smashing shit in his room, then I will cover it and I will laugh at it and I will watch it. But the stuff he's doing right now, it's so boring. I can't listen to it. The only thing that changes, like, that he says is the names. It goes from I'm the one who messed with his mother, Hatman messed with his mother, then it's Brady messed with his mother, then it's Man Baby messed with his mother, then it's Evo, then it's Amber, then it's back to me, then it's Brady, then it's William Palmer, then it's William Palmer again, then it's Hatman, now it's Hatman again. And it's like, dude, like, get a grip. It's just like every time and he's always, I have to get this off my chest, Casey. You've been saying the same thing for a straight year.
Exactly.
Like,
And honestly,
move
like going
on,
back to what you
bro.
were just saying about when you were doing the Sabrina troll and that he was acting all like weird and I'm not sure what the word for like creepy towards women is, but basically I remember I didn't know this until after I flipped on him. I mean, it took me a while to find the proof of this actually happening, but when I found out that he had already done this way before the whole thing with Sabrina, when you did the Sabrina troll happened, like there was that clip of him going outside in like a green hoodie or something, and he was like filming these
Yeah.
girls jogging. I didn't even know he did that the whole time. I
Yeah.
knew him until after I started thinking. I think last year was when I fully realized, wait, why is he always acting like this way towards certain women that come and watch him? And then I realized, and then somebody who I'm not sure who it was sent me that clip, and I was like, wait, what? This actually happened?
Because
And
he's a super horny incel who cannot get anybody in the real world. That's why. Everything he says is a projection of himself. Hatman and Emma are never going to meet. Like, he's talking about himself and Casey. Hatman and Emma are going to fizzle out. No, the fuck we won't. We've been together for 3 years. We see each other. This is the longest time I haven't seen Hatman. And the only reason I haven't seen Hatman for this, we haven't seen each other in 5 months, which is long as fuck. We've never gone 5 months, even from when we first started talking. Like, we've seen each other for like we saw each other for 2.5 years. Every 2 months he flew down for 2.5 weeks and then would go home and immediately book another flight. You know what I mean? Like, for like when we could both get the same time off of work. The reason we haven't seen each other in 5 months is because my visa was getting, like, the application was in, my visa got approved. What is the point of spending over $2,000 to come here for a visit when you're just going to have to turn around in a few months to come back and get me to move all the way over there? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's just to save money, because it's like we have to pay for a wedding. We just put a massive down payment on a house. Like, like we have a wedding that we have to pay for. I have to move out there. We have to pay for his ticket, my ticket, round trip. Like, plus I have to ship stuff over there. So it's like, there's no point in visiting and spending like $2,200 on a round trip ticket for him when we can just put that towards the move. Do you know what I mean? So it's been hard for the last 5 months, but like, it's coming to an end. In 6 weeks, he's going to be here to get me, and I'm moving. Like, we're already booking the flights.
I don't know if you already know about this, but since you said you were moving to the UK, I just found out about this actually about a week ago. But you know how when the whole thing happened between me and JP, and I was actually on my vacation to Universal and stuff?
Yes.
Well, I just found out about a week or so ago that, sorry, there's something flying around me, but that's why I was swatting. But I just found out that they're actually building another Universal land in the UK, somewhere near Great Britain. And
that's cool.
Yeah, I just thought you should know in case when they finish building it, if you and Hammond wanted to do like a special trip there once it opens.
We might take his kids there. But
I'm not sure if you noticed me doing this recently, but I always keep picking this up to take a sip. With the color that it is, people probably think am I drinking beer or whatever. It's not. It's ginger ale.
No, I don't think
it looks like the color a beer can would be. So I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not drinking, obviously. I'm about never to do that.
We know you don't drink. But yeah, I mean, at this point, Matthew, we need to just starve the shit out of him. Like, we'll all know, like, if there's 3 or 4 people that watch him, and like, they'll report and say, like, no, he's just doing the same bullshit. No one cares. Like no one cares. Just like starve the absolute shit out of the dude. Like, he's boring. He's just so boring. I can't listen to it. Like, I'll click in,
joking around in here, by the way.
Oh God, I'll click into a stream and he's like, oh, if you want to watch Emma doxing every week, then that you guys are horrible people. Who do I dox? Pick a person. Show me ever doxing anyone, because out of the last year alone, I've probably shown JP doxing people about 15 times over the last year. You can never show me doxing anyone because I just don't do it. I even muted the damn. I even muted the cop's name on that call because I didn't want anybody bothering him. Every time I show screenshots, I blur it out. The cop cam footage that he said no one was interested in of Letitia. I guess he doesn't know who Letitia is. That video has over that stream is 58 minutes long and it's got over 6,000 views on it. So a lot of people cared about it. And I also blurred out the freaking relevant information so that, like, she wasn't getting, like, the hospital wasn't getting doxxed, and like the cops weren't getting doxxed and stuff like that. Like, I don't dox anybody.
He's probably not referring to the hospital. He's probably referring to those clips I've seen in those streams where you covered her. Like, there was the times where the cops actually showed up to her house or whatever, and they probably, and on the ones
but that's not body cam. He's talking about the body cam that I showed, because I was the first person to get the body cam on Letitia. So when I showed that, I had like 500 people watching live, and I didn't say anything during that live stream. I kept quiet because I knew how many people cover Letitia. So I was quiet during that 58 minutes because I was just letting the cop cam footage run through so that people could clip it and use it on their own streams, so that other people have the content. They didn't have to get the body cam footage because I already had it. But like, he doesn't know who Letitia is, obviously, because she is literally such a major cow. Everybody loves her, but she's back in jail and gone. So like, but yeah, he's like, you know, do go to her doxing streams. Meanwhile, this guy has leaked every female that's ever given their nudes when JP has been in a bad mood. He's literally leaked everybody's nudes that's ever sent him nudes, which is, I mean, don't send your nudes to anyone, especially not JP.
Yeah, honestly, the only person I know about with that would be, I think, Savannah. I think she's the only one I knew about.
Well, he's leaked Julie Moon's nudes, Savannah's nudes, and there was God, what was that other woman's name? I don't know. Someone in the chat can tell me. There was like 3 or 4 people that he doxed their nudes. Why? Because they pissed him off, he said. So it's like, bro, come on, like, you're ridiculous. You're calling me a doxer, but you changed the name of your account to Amber's 13-year-old daughter's name, and then he keeps changing her age, going, she's not a minor, she's 17. No, she's not. She's 13. She's 13.
Exactly.
So
like, it's the same situation.
Keep lying. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, it's kind of the same situation where I think you probably don't know about this guy, but back before, when I was still supporting JP, I used to also have this guy that supported me named Blaker. He, at the time when I met him back in 2020, he claimed he was 17, and then 2 years later, when he claimed he was going to be turning 19 in September, right around the time I first moved in here, I found out from Isaac that he was actually 12 going on 13 at that back in 2022.
Yeah, but you didn't know that. Yeah, but you didn't know that.
No, actually, he was
the start.
Actually, no, I take that back. He was turning 15 in 2022, so when
but you didn't know that. You thought he was 17 originally, turning, you know, and then you thought he was turning 19.
And then it turns out he was 12 going on 13 at the time when I met him.
But that's different when you find out and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't know how old the people are in my streams. Like, sometimes there's 300 people in there. I don't fucking know how old everybody is. You know, exactly. So it's like, but if I actually know, if somebody comes out and says, hi, I'm 15, it's like, get out of my chat. Like, you're not welcome in here. And it's like, he sits there and says that I'm cool with Mark Rydell. Why have I not gone after Mark Rydell? I've legitimately done streams exposing Mark Rydell and like completely showing everybody what he is, who he is, what he's done. The only person out of the 2 of us who has DMs and has been kind to Mark Rydell is JP. I have always treated Mark Rydell like scum of the earth because that's what he is.
And it's like
JP
wasn't he in a wheelchair? And the thing
is, he is in a wheelchair, yeah, but he can walk. And the double standard with him is wild, where he sits there and talks about, oh my God, you know, Brady and Hatman told me to off myself, and then in the same breath goes into detail about how he wants me and Amber to no longer be on this earth. I'll put it that way. Like, he'll describe the ways he wants us to be, you know, unalived slowly and in intimate detail. So it's okay for you to do it. And the excuses is because your feelings are hurt. But when someone says it to you, it's a problem. Like, his double standards are wild. He thinks like, you see the true JP when he runs out of weed. When he runs out of weed and he starts acting like a complete and total psychopath, he needs to let that version of him come out just to get it all out and then go to a mental hospital because he's psychotic.
Yeah, I think that whole thing with where he punched his phone after like ranting about Savannah, I think that's a good example of when he ran out of weed and was just like,
yeah, so but how many nights like do you need to spend where you're up all night long telling everyone else they're losers and outcasts as you have no friends except a complete and total psychopath from Australia. Like, he keeps saying, Casey passed the ultimate test. You guys didn't get Casey. Not a single person over here wants Casey. If Casey showed up in my chat and was like, hi, like, I don't want to be friends with JP anymore, I'd be like, good for you, but you're not welcome in this chat. She is so creepy to me. She creeps me out so bad that, like,
now that I've seen her picture, I get creeped out by her too.
No, I don't want her anywhere near me or like my community. She is never welcome in my chats. Never. It would not matter what happened between her and JP. She would never be welcome. The thing with her is she's psychotic, and that's why her and JP get along so well, because they're both psycho and they're both out of their minds. And Casey will sit there and listen to his psychotic rantings and just repeat herself like a parrot, the same way JP repeats himself. JP repeats the same thing every night on loop, and she sits in the side chat on a loop going, you should create a new channel. Just tell your supporters you should create a new channel and just be there for me. Don't let the trolls JP win. I'll be right back. I had to make my brother a cup of coffee. I'll be back. I had to wipe my brother's ass. Hi JP, I love you so much. You mean everything to me. You save my life every day. I would take my own life if you stopped streaming. Blah blah blah. That's psycho behavior. And he sits there and says she is the epitome of what a true supporter looks like. And that's why you have no friends. Because if you expect people to act like that, that's fucked. I don't want anybody treating me like that. Like, I don't want anybody like being obsessed like that. That's fucking weird to me. Like, I like the way my community is. I don't heavily police my chat. People can pretty much say whatever they want, except for doxing and being racist. I don't care what you say in my chat. You can troll me if you want to. I don't care. Like, have fun in the chat. People like my chats because they're fun. They don't feel controlled. They don't feel like they're walking on eggshells, you know? You can come, you can stay for the whole thing, you can stay for half of it, you can stay, just come by and say hello. Like, I'm never gonna be like, where were you? Why weren't you in my stream tonight? First of all, I can't police that many people, number one. Number two, I wouldn't. Number three, he goes, when you lose them all, Emma, you're gonna be just like me. No, the fuck I won't, because I don't stream 8 hours throughout the entire night. I stream once a week. If it all goes away tomorrow, so be it. Like, it is what it is, right? Like, I just have fun on Tuesdays. And half of my stream, by the way, I stream for 3 hours. I keep myself limited to 3 hours. And the last hour of my stream, I do blind reacts where I'm just laughing at random shit.
Yeah, on the internet. It's kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like watching random blind reacts that people put in the blind reacts room. Hatman will put them together in a video. It'll be like a 45-minute compilation, an hour compilation, and I'm legitimately just peeing myself laughing with everybody in the chat to that. So it's like, he's like, try doing a drama-free stream and see if you can keep people in there. Yeah, I can still keep about 250 people in there when I'm doing blind reacts. That's pretty good.
Exactly. And
for a channel my size. So it's like, dude is just, you know what? He's jealous and he has to cope and lie to himself. And he's right when he says he calls it like he sees it. He calls it like he sees it. That doesn't mean it's the truth. That means it's how he is coping with everything in his life, because he cannot cope with the fact that I'm happy, I'm getting married. Hatman is a man with a full-time career that he couldn't do on his best day. Also, I would like to point out that he says all the time, if I was to go on a panel with a sober JP, I wouldn't stand a chance. The panel that he was on with you, or the panel that he was on where he came to drag you and I jumped up on, he was not smoking weed at that time.
Exactly.
He was a sober JP at that time.
And what did he do?
And I dog walked the shit out of him. The reason he will never come on a panel with me again is because he knows I will rip his mouth open and ram receipts down his throat, and he can't handle it.
Yeah,
because
honestly,
and I will never go on his panel on his terms, on his side, because he will mute me every 2 seconds. He'll kick me off. He'll say what he has to say to me, and then he'll kick me off. It'll be completely unfair. Whereas on my panel, I'm not going to kick him off. He can talk for 10 hours if he wants to, but he's going to watch the receipts. He's going to look at stuff, and he's going to explain it. And he doesn't want to have to do that, because according to JP, just running your mouth and lying is proof. He keeps on going, why do you believe her? How did she manipulate you? It's called, I show evidence of stuff. He keeps lying and saying, I reached out to his ex. I never reached out to her. I've never spoken to her. I don't know her at all. He keeps saying I had her up on my stream. I involved his ex. So therefore he can dox people because I had his ex on my panel and because I went IRL on his mother. He has to lie about things that never happened. Go to my channel, show me where the fuck I ever had his ex up on my panel. I read DMs between her and Isaac when they broke up 6 years ago. That's what I read. I read those. I've never spoken to his ex. I've never spoken to her. And the only way I would ever speak to her and have her on my panel is if she legitimately reached out to me on her own, unsolicited, and said, hey, I've been lurking, watching your stuff, and I want to be able to come up and say my piece. And I'd be like, okay, I would never reach out to her. That's the same thing that happened when I was covering Barb and her son and grandson came up on my panel. They reached out to me because they were sick and tired of hearing Barb say all this terrible shit about them. And they were like, can we come up on your panel? And I was like, of course. Like, I'm going to let you guys have a place to speak for sure. But I never go looking for people's family members. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, I don't. But then he sits on panel and goes, I want to talk to Emma's ex. I want to talk to Amber's ex. I want to talk to her kids. Why do you need to talk to her kids and make them know who you are? They don't care. I think they would be creeped out if some bald-headed 5'5" weirdo came up to them and was like, hi, I need to talk to you about being rape babies. Like, what's wrong with you? Leave people alone.
If he actually said that to Amber's kids, I literally, I have a feeling he's going to watch this eventually. And I'm going to tell you right now, since this isn't my main channel, I can say this. JP, if you watch this and you were to actually say something like that to Amber's kids, fuck you. I'm just saying it right now.
He sits there and talks about how I go IRL, but doesn't ever show a lick of fucking proof because he can't, because it doesn't exist. But then he sits there and sits there and talks about how he has to find Amber's ex. He's going to help Amber's ex get custody of the kids. He's going to find Amber's kids and talk to them. He's going to go real life on this person. He's going to drive to Brady's house and do this. So I don't say any of those things because I don't do any of that shit and I don't have any intentions of doing it. So I don't care. He sits there and talks about how he wants to find my ex. Okay, find my ex. He'll legitimately call you a tard and hang up on you, but go for it. Go for it. But it's like, he talks about how I go IRL and then he has a whole plan on how he has to go or how he's going to go IRL. Then the last time I covered him, this asshole, I had to block out the beginning of his stream. I had to put a blur on it because he was holding up, and I'm not even going to say whose docs it was, but he was holding up somebody's full docs, their first name, their last name, their street address, their phone number, their social media accounts, everything was on there. And he kept on pulling it up on the putting it up on the screen.
I can just clarify this right now. I'm assuming it wasn't someone like me, right?
No, it was not you.
Okay, and that's the only thing I wanted to confirm. You don't have to say who it is. I just wanted to make sure.
If it was you, Matthew, I would have told you it was you. I would have been in your DMs and been like, "You just got doxxed on JP's stream."
Well, to be fair, even if it was me somehow, to be honest, I don't know how he would have gotten that stuff in the first place. Because most of the stuff that I've ever sent to him in the past. Like, the only thing I think I've ever told him about my life was when I worked at the movie theater, which I don't even work there anymore.
Yeah, he always talks about everybody's personal shit. Like, it's weird. It's just like, you know, like he sits there and calls me a doxer, and then he's holding up somebody's full docs just a couple of weeks ago. He puts the doxes in the titles. He says the doxes on live streams, and because he deletes the live streams, he thinks that means they're erased and they never happened. Well, that's not true because there's an entire archive channel with all of his live streams forever saved.
Yep, and I think I even went and subscribed to that thing, so now I can watch all the past things to see what I've been missing.
Yeah, and it's like, I never said this, I never did this, and then I play him saying and doing those things, and he's like, don't believe the words. Well, I didn't make you open your fat mouth and say it. Like, I didn't do that. I didn't sit there and make you say, you're going to do all these heinous things. I'm not even going to repeat the stuff he says he's going to do to Amber or the stuff he says he wants to do to me. What I will say about the stuff he says he wants to do to me personally is I would encourage you to do it, JP. come to Canada. I want to give you a hug back.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something like I thought I gotta be honest, I thought you said he was gonna like threaten to like come to Canada and do
he described what he described what he says he wants to do to me in person, and I pissed myself laughing because number one, JP lives a 99% sedentary lifestyle. He goes from sitting in that fart chair that he streams from all night long, then he sleeps all day in his disgusted hoarded attic because he flipped his camera by accident and showed hoard everywhere. There was shit, garbage everywhere, a crock pot full of garbage, all this shit everywhere. It was disgusting. So he goes from that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ever showed up on an episode of Hoarders.
He goes from that disgusting fart chair to his bed and back to the fart chair and to his bed and back to the fart chair and to his bed. And then he takes a little trip down the street, which is, I don't even know why he drives because it would probably take him 3 minutes to walk to the store to go buy lotto tickets that he can't fucking afford and that are a complete waste of money. Maybe takes his mother down the road so she can get some fresh air. And that's his life. Or he goes to his weed dealers to get more weed he can't afford on cuff. Okay. Opposed to me, I'm active. I'm active at work. I'm active in my personal life. And I would absolutely, not only do I destroy JP online, but I would piss myself laughing because before he would even be out of breath halfway down my driveway, he would be on a puddle on the floor. And that would be the first time you would see me calling the police on him to pick up his crying, whining fetus on the fetal position on my driveway. So like if JP wants to come to my house, oh my God, I would be salivating. I would be at my door waiting for him, welcoming him to come.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know where I found his address because I know someone had leaked his address before. And I literally took the address and I even looked up how much long it would take to get from where I currently am to his place. And I think it even said it would only take like 3.5 hours from where I am. I know, that's pretty close. And
I don't even know how far I am from him. I didn't mean I meant fetal position, crying fetus. I mean, he is actually a crying fetus. He is a giant baby. But no, like he sits there and like cries about such small shit. Oh, Hetman told me to off myself. Brady told me to off myself. But then he'll tell everybody to die, and then he'll describe in graphic detail how they need to die. So it's okay for him to do it, right? Because JP's a legend in his own mind, and those are his words. Yeah, it's like he is so double standard.
I gotta be honest, when I still had beef with Isaac back in 2020, 2021, whatever, did you ever hear me, like, even if I wasn't liking the dude, if I ever did a stream talking about how much I hate him, did you ever hear me saying stuff like what JP says towards others?
No, I mean, I wasn't there in 2021.
Well, I know. I'm not saying you were, but I'm telling you right now that
knowing you,
I never did what JP did.
No, from knowing you, I mean, I know the way that you talk and like the verbiage you use and stuff, and I know you wouldn't do that. And I actually was pissed the other day with whoever the hell hacked you and like was bombing.
Well, I think what happened there, Emma, and it's funny. It's a good thing you brought that up actually, because I think what happened was I don't know what I was doing. I think I was on Twitter just looking up different people, to find friends outside of you guys and whatnot. And I think one person I looked at on Twitter had like a Discord group link in their profile, and so I went to just click into it, see if I can be friends with somebody else. I had no idea that the link or the people in the Discord were also like somehow connected to my other Discord servers, and to where
did you know who the people were in this Discord? Or did you just
I think the guy that had the Twitter, or not Twitter, the guy that had the Discord link in his Twitter bio or whatever, it seemed like a normal person or whatever. Like
don't ever do that. Don't ever do that unless somebody that like is in the server that like me, obviously, right? Like you know who I am, so like I invite you to my Discord, right? Like if you know the person and they have a Discord, they're like, hey Matthew, want to join the Discord? Or you hear them on stream. Like sometimes I'll promote our Discord once in a while. I keep forgetting to do it on my damn streams, the last like 3 or 4. But like when I'll say like, hey, if you want to join the Discord, here's the link, and I put it in the chat, and you're like part of that community, then you click on it. Don't ever click on some random Discord because you don't know where that leads to.
The whole thing went down. So after y'all told me about that, because again, I had just come back from work the previous night. I can't remember if it was yesterday or Sunday when this happened, but y'all told me about it, and I only just found out after I had gotten back from work. And I literally went in, and what I did was I ended up just leaving the server. And I even noticed that they because I have my own server, I think, on Discord too, that has a picture of me without my hat on or whatever, thing called Matthew Bailey's second server. And I did see that whoever it was somehow posting that posting that their Discord or whatever as messages in that server. And so I had to go and delete the messages after I had left the server or whatever. And so I'm assuming since then nobody else has tried to like send you guys stuff through Discord, right?
No. We had to boot you out so that it would stop sending the links, because we knew like it wasn't you. We knew you got hacked. We're like, Matthew would never like bomb the Discord like this. And it actually was like in the middle of the night, so like it woke up like a shit ton of us. Like I was sleeping, and then all I heard was like like it was just going nonstop.
Well, I don't
like,
even know how that's possible too. I mean, if I'm not even in my Discord or whatever, I'm not sure how someone can like post comments as me or whatever. Like I don't think that's possible unless
they weren't comments. They were porn links.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think is what happened was like I mentioned my own server and how I saw some of those links you're referring to in there, and I had to go and delete them.
Yeah, because what they do is they take any server that you're in, and then it's just like they bomb just like every server that you're in with that stuff. So we had to boot you out to make the thing.
Well, like
stop.
I said, I left. What I did was I just ended up leaving the server that was causing this whole thing, and now that I blocked, I even went so far as to block it too, so that nobody else tries to like do anything else.
Yeah, blocking them once they've already hacked into your stuff doesn't do anything. You need to change your passwords on everything, and
which I did. I did change my password already,
and then you said you have 2-factor authentication already done, right?
Yeah, I did that means
if something like that was to ever try to happen again, there would be basically a wall blocking it, and you would get like an email, and it would say like, "Hey, somebody's trying to access your Discord, or somebody's trying to access your Twitter," and you could say like, "No, this is not me." Like you click on the thing that says, "No, this is not me," and it'll stop it like right there. So that's why you have to have 2-factor authentication like in this like time. Like you have to have that, because if you don't, then shit like that happens. So but we knew it wasn't you, and that's why on Twitter I tagged you in that thing and said like, "Hey Matthew, did you know your thing got hacked?" Because I was like, I guarantee you he has no idea.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was at work or whatever, or I had just come back from work when I found out that this whole thing was going on. So I even though I was going to wait till the next day to do it, I figured it makes sense to do it right now. So I quickly, like I said, I left the server to the Discord that I said I clicked the link for, and so that they don't show up in my Discord at all. And
yeah,
and like I said, I blocked them and everything. I fixed everything to where, like you said, I set up the 2-step verification and all that sort of stuff. So now next time I randomly click a Discord link, hopefully it doesn't do that again.
Well, next time don't randomly click a Discord link. That's the takeaway, Matthew.
Well, I'm not saying I randomly click one. I'm just saying if someone says they want to send me a Discord link, and then
that's fine.
Whatever, and I decide to click it, hopefully it'll, now with the 2-step verification, it'll help keep me from accidentally clicking on a different link that might get featured or whatever. But
it will.
Honestly,
but as for JP, I'm going to close with this because I'm going to get off because I only got one bite of my meal and I'm starving. Is just honestly just ignore him from now on, and honestly, because I know JP is.
Well, I already blocked him too. I think
JP's watching.
Maybe even suggested that I blocked him. So
I block him because like JP's definitely either watching or he's got Casey watching, and then he'll lie and say that he didn't watch, but he did. He's watching right now, and Casey's probably watching too. So the only time that I'm going to cover JP is if he physically starts throwing shit around in his room. Fine. Or if he wants to come up on a panel and have me ram receipts down his throat, and he can say whatever he wants. He can ask me whatever questions he wants. He can ask me about my ex. He can ask me about my current relationship. He can ask me about whatever he wants. I will answer all his questions, and then he's going to answer each one of mine. And that's the only reason he will not come up on panel with me. That's the only reason I had to literally corner him like a rat on this panel, because he knows I'll wipe the floor with him. So those are the only two ways that I'm going to like engage with JP anymore, because he's now just boring. I can't listen to the same.
Honestly, like when it
I
comes
can't
to
listen
me,
to the same thing. It's the same. He plays the same 7 terrible songs and tells the same stupid story, and all he does is change the people's names in the stories. It's just wild. It's just I'm not wasting my life anymore. I stopped doing that like a month ago. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm just as crazy if I'm watching this fat ass in his attic.
yeah, and plus, like, honestly, next time if I ever decide to go live on my main channel again, which honestly I was contemplating on whether or not I should do this a month from now, because you might find this shocking, number, but I'm actually going to be going back to Universal a lot earlier than I did last year. I'm actually going to be going during, I think it's May 24th through the 30th of next
Oh, that's
month.
great.
Yeah, and I'm actually staying at a different hotel this time. I'm actually staying at one of those newer ones that just opened, Stella Nova.
Look at this crap. It's been a whole ass year since that panel happened, and he's still
almost
doing
a
the
year
same,
actually.
and he's still doing the same exact thing, and you're going on another trip.
As a matter of fact, as of now, 9
Yeah.
months.
And also, let me just also say, I didn't see it, but I heard JP said that he tried to open up a YouTube channel, but he can't get it off the ground because Hatman, ever since JP opened his channel, which is now, he deleted it already because not more than 10 people will subscribe to him. But he keeps saying that apparently Hatman keeps DMing him with death threats and telling him if he doesn't get off of YouTube. First of all, that's a lie. Second of all, if by some fluke he was actually getting messages like that, he would have shown everyone. Third, Hatman is not sending you death threats. Nobody gives a shit if you come back to YouTube. I don't care if he comes back to YouTube. Hatman doesn't care if he comes back to YouTube. Nobody cares if he comes back to YouTube. So JP, stop lying. If you want to come back to YouTube, come back to YouTube. No one cares. Legitimately, nobody cares.
About Casey hacking into my account.
I saw that.
That was funny.
Take control of it. Just like,
yeah, I actually would be surprised if that turns out, if that was actually the case, if that somehow was Casey that caused that whole thing to happen. I would just be like, but anyway.
I doubt it. She's pretty stupid. But I'm gonna go. I need to eat my food, so I'm gonna go. If anyone else,
yeah, and I got something going on my TV in the other room, and I gotta make sure it's still there. So,
all right, you have a good night, Matthew. You're a loser, JP. You're a loser. Okay, bye.
Bye, Emma. Okay, so I'm probably going to end the stream here now because, like I said, I got something going on in my, wait a minute. Oh, this must be a fake one. There's no way this is the real one. Yeah, I could tell that that's a fake, JP. No, hold on. I think there's a way for me to, there we go. I'm just going to ban that fake JP account and... But anyways, I'm probably going to be ending the stream anyway. So like I said, guys, next time you see me doing anything, it's probably going to be on my main channel. I'm probably going to be posting my review of the new Daredevil Born Again show soon, hopefully by tomorrow. And I still got one other video I'm going to try to post before the end of the month. And then, like I said, I'm going to be going on vacation at the end of May. So keep an eye out for those videos when I do them. I'm going to try to do 3 different videos this time. One is just showing my transition from here to Florida as I'm going on my trip and showing my hotel. The second one is going to be strictly in the new park that they just opened, which was Epic Universe. And then the third is just going to be like little updates for the original parks. So like I said, keep an eye out for those in about a month. And I will see all you guys later on my main channel. So, and as JP usually sometimes used to say in his streams, bye-bye.